Hey guys, it's Kelly, and I don't know why the background's blurry. I don't know what's up with my phone, but today we're talking about my current crit with Mcjuggernuggets. I know what you're thinking, Kelly. That happened like 2 years ago, and all that was going on when they made the videos about current crit, and Kurt and Jesse made the videos. But in his video, Jesse's video we posted yesterday, he mentioned he made a recurrent, and they're talking about current crit and something to do with his father. And I mean, it makes sense because I was just watching a video, people saying new series, talking about him. Like, Corinne said stuff about his parents, and Jesse, I just watched a video, Jesse said something about like, this stuff we don't know. So, I feel well believe something else. But I wrote down 3 key points I want to touch up on that people were talking about in the comments. Because the reason I never watched those videos about why I couldn't quit before until last night. Because I didn't know the reason. Oh, she talked about it, and I was like, I want to know the reason. If you watched my live stream last night, I talked about it. And guys, too, before I continue, I'm going to try to be doing more, like, daily uploads, uploading every day. Because, like, you know, that I'm going to start doing more reaction videos. The only reason I, did every other day, because I always had trouble coming up with a new video idea. You know, so if every other day was good, so it gave me at least, like, a day to think for the next video, so, you know. For the reaction videos to see, like, okay, you know, maybe I can do it on some of Jesse's older videos. I don't know, or whatever other YouTubers I watch. But anyways, and it just seemed I'm on Jesse's side. I'm just gonna start by saying that it's not because I like, I love him. To be honest with you, I think they both kind of, did some things wrong. They could have done things differently, but, because. It is, But I think with Jesse, the most important thing you guys have to realize is a lot of people saying about how the money wasn't enough. And you have to think about this. Kurt had an easy job. He didn't work a lot of hours. Like, money is based on a job. I learned this from my dad. The money, when you have a full-time, when you have any sort of job, the amount you get paid is based on how many hours you work in a day and each week. Okay? So, and Kurt, and people like thinking you should got paid way more. You guys have to realize he was a cameraman for a YouTuber. He wasn't a professional cameraman, and he literally just stand there holding cameras. Not like a job that, it was really like that hard. And if you think about it, like think about the camera work he did, compared to Parker, compared to Swift. Swift camera work is more of an advanced type of thing than Kurt had to do, Think about Kurt just had it was like more like vlog type style, but this was like what Swift does. It's like what kind of camera work Swift had to do for the series. Yes, then he should get paid probably more than Kurt work got paid because it's like type of camera work they did, and Swift obviously worked longer hours and stuff. And yes, Kurt did say something about the hours, how like they were not consistent. Like usually a job, you always work like this time to this time, and you couldn't make plans. Okay, so maybe the hours could have been more flexible, maybe. But like you have to realize the way the cycle series was, it's more like, like it wasn't going to be like a, it wasn't trying to be portrayed as a series. No, it was like being portrayed as real life, and they're trying to make it vlog type, and they're doing 2 videos a day, and. Like Jesse said in his video, Kurt knew how it was when he got into it, and like he complained about the money and how it wasn't good enough for him. But I don't think he was away. He said he was away making more than he did in the correction office. So right there should tell you something. That if you can make more on YouTube than as a correction officer, like he was making what they said like $3,000. But at one point Jesse paid him like $7,000. So like. He was getting paid a good amount, like each month, like $3,000 a month. That may not seem like a lot, but And Jesse, he made good points, saying like, Kurt working what 6 hours a day or whatever. A week that adds up to like 40 something. Like 6 times 7 is 42. That's like the normal amount of hours. But it's a normal work day. Like, my dad doesn't even make $3,000 a week. He makes like over 1,000. And because of taxes, I don't think he brings that much home. I'm not 100% sure, but and my dad's a truck driver, and he goes to work at 4 in the morning, and he don't get out to work till like sometimes close to 7. That late. So about 4 to 4. About 12 hours. Then if he works till like 7, no, doesn't get him till 7. That's 1. It's like 15 hours almost. And Current does it, he works barely like half of that. He works like what, 6 hours in, and like the farming series, that was less. That was only, I think Jesse said like 4 hours of that. You know. And like Current didn't realize too with Jesse, like he had paid Anita and Chris too, so that's why he had cut, you know, Current's pay from the raise because he couldn't afford it. You have to understand that he needs money. He needs to save money for him. You know, he bought the trailer, pool, I guess. So like, had to pay other people too. Like, you know, I did think from what I've heard, Current did get entitled, but I don't think he's a bad person. He just messed up. So these key points against Jesse said, you know, he's paying. Like, the biggest thing is like when Jesse said you don't ask your boss for a raise. Jesse didn't mean it as in that. People say in the comments you could ask the boss. But Jesse, I think he could explain this better, saying because Jesse said that he couldn't afford to give Current a raise, and they talked about it already. He's getting paid a good amount. Then for Current, you know, then after they talked about it, you know, if things seem good, and for Current to turn on and say kind of a raise, it's like they talked about it already. Why, you know, he can't do that, and then he asked for it. It's like, you know, that's what I think. That's what Jesse meant to say in the video. He just didn't explain it well enough. He also said too he wasn't gonna pay Current more, you know, that he was paying Current more than he thought he was worth. He meant like, you know, and I mean, Current, like what Current is doing, I would have fired him because he flipped off Jesse's mom. He ended up flipping off Jesse. He wasn't grateful for his Christmas bonus, so 2016, I would have fired him because he didn't do anything to Current once Current flipped off his mother. Just made Current apologize, and that's what. And I feel like if you don't do anything, it's like saying to Current, basically saying to Current, like, "Oh, that's okay that you did that," which it's not. You know, I'm not trying to badmouth Jesse, and I'm just saying what my opinion on it. No. But yeah, people are saying about the money not being enough, like, you know, like Jesse could explain certain things a bit better than he did. But Current, he was a cameraman. He got brand deal money. He was getting paid a good amount of money for being a YouTube cameraman. Like, you know, obviously it wasn't something he could live on. I get that. He wanted a more permanent job, and I get that. But I mean, I don't know. I just think, like, Jesse's not as bad as Current was making him out to be in the videos, you know? Like, the flipping off of the mother, like, even Jesse says a few times he wanted to fire Current. I understand that Current is his friend, but he was also, you know, you also have to do what's right by the series, you know? By your business and by other people in there, your other employees, you know? This thing when you're in business. You think of everyone. That's just about like what you want about how everyone is, and like, you know. Yes, you should mix friendship with business. I agree on that. I think though with Jesse, what Current didn't understand is sometimes Jesse, he had to go into boss mode on Current. Sometimes he can be in friend mode because, you know, he's still his boss. He still had like, you know, make sure Current's doing what he's supposed to. And if he got mad, you know, that's just because he's trying to make sure everything's done right. You know, and I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. So they're saying they don't believe Jesse because of the psycho savers, but which is bold. But that's what they don't understand. Sometimes when you're like that, you have to put on your boss hat. Sometimes you can put on your friend hat. You know? Like, and Connor saying about not getting days off. When Jesse, every other weekend, Jesse would see Jewel again. Whether Jill would ever come to his house or he goes to see her. You know, that, and then, you know. And then holidays, you know, then like said weeks at a time. So like, he didn't have it bad, and he knew what he was getting into, and the hours weren't bad as he made it out to seem. Like, he made everything out to seem much worse than it was. So in my opinion, I think Corn did become entitled. I'm sad that had happened. I know it's weird to be talking about this now when it happened like 2 years ago, but that's because it got mentioned in the video, and his video he posted yesterday, and I didn't watch his videos about why Corn quit until last night, and after watching last night, I was like, I have to make a video about it. But yeah, I just think, Corn could have been better, maybe Jesse could have been a little bit better, but like, you can't be like, that's how I felt. They both made mistakes, but that's okay, Like, I think most of it was more so like Corn's fault. Like, he would just be mean on his phone, saying that like, what, effing waste of time. Like, dude, this is your job. Like, yes, you have a girlfriend, but you have to realize you have a job. I understand, it's your girlfriend, you want to spend time with her. I get that, but you can't get mad when your boss calls you in to talk about something important, Like, and you were only there for what he said, like 2 hours. So it wasn't really that bad. You had to take 2 hours, and he said he had that week off beforehand. He had a whole week off, and then, 5 days off, and then he had to come in for 2 hours. Like, come on. Like, that's one of the best jobs to have, to be able to film. He got to sleep in. You didn't have to go until like afternoon. It wasn't a bad job. He had a pretty good gig. And I just think, like Jesse said, couldn't appreciate it because he didn't have to work hard for it because of Jesse. He was able to get all the subscribers or the followers on Instagram. So he couldn't appreciate it as much. I don't know. I don't think like Corn's a bad guy. Jesse's not a bad guy. They both made mistakes. Like I said, I think it was more so Corn who made more mistakes than Jesse. I think Jesse tried to accommodate him. He just wasn't appreciative. He gave him a $500 Christmas bonus. Corn didn't think it was enough. Like, he tried to, accommodate him with the money, and it just wasn't enough for him. And he did seem like he was doing it from the money, from what Jesse said. And like, I always thought too, Corn didn't really have much of a personality. And even Jesse said that too, and it's not a bad thing. But Corn shows Corn, and like, Corn, like I said, compare Corn's camera work to Swift's camera work he did since he started with the series. There's more advanced camera work than what Corn had to do. Corn really just had filmed Jesse, but he had to but with Swift he had to do certain shots. Yes, there were shots Corn had to do, but his camera work was like so simple. The type of series it was more like vlogging, so it's not like he had to do too much. But with Swift, like, he had to do drone shots. Yeah, like sometimes he's running with the characters, walking with them. I don't know. I'm not saying that Corn's camera work wasn't as important. I'm just saying, like, if you compare it, you can see. And like, Parker never complained about Jesse being just bad of a boss after he quit. Like, he never came out saying anything. So that just shows right there. Like, seriously, like, Parker never said anything bad on Jesse, but come on. So if you think about it, that fact about Parker not saying anything bad, you should be like, well, maybe then it was Corn. Like I said, I don't think Corn's bad, Jesse's bad. They just made some mistakes, but you can see where Corn went wrong. He didn't put like effort into his work. He wasn't motivated, and like you have to understand. I understand that. You have to understand. He was not like Jesse. He's not a storyteller like him. He's not a creator like him. And Jesse said anyone can do his work. It's true, because Corn wasn't even went to school for camera work. He went to school for cop. Could hire, like he said, Tom or someone from his college, but he chose Corn for his best friend, and look at what Corn did. He like effed him over. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go now. That's all I wanted to say on this. If you guys have your opinions, leave in the comments. And yeah, please subscribe, please like, follow me on my socials in the description. Sign my petition in the description, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.